And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Beyond the Horizons, and I am joined with the new high-speed champion, the Wicked Assassin, Zach Sanchez. And, of course, I'm sure he's joined alongside his Taiji2 partner, CG. Zach, how you feeling right now?
Oh, dude, I'm feeling great after a win like that, man.
Now, obviously, a lot of people were pretty divisive on who they wanted to see win. Of course, you finally won the high speed championship. I mean, obviously, I'm sure Mamba's gonna want a rematch at some point, but like right now, what's going through your mind?
I mean, man, well, what else can I say, dude? The dude just brought the fight to me, like I did what I could to win, he did what he could to win, and I said to him that he didn't have my respect because I didn't know who he was. But Jay tonight actually showed me what type of fighter that he is, and that for that I have to say he definitely earned my respect. Win or lose, it was for me to fight somebody that was new, and it was somebody actually different. It took a lot for me to have respect for someone that I've never faced before. So, Jay, I gotta say, you the man after that match.
Well, now of course, there's a big chance that you're gonna have to defend that title at Purge Night, whether it's against Mamba or whether it's against anybody else. Are are you worried at all that now you have a very big target on your back now?
Hey, listen, I've been champion before in other places, and I know how it is to be champion. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of people gunning for the belt. And of course, they can try, but they know how I am once I'm in that ring.
Well, congratulations to you, Zach, and of course, that's not it for you, because Taiji 2 could be heading to Catch Point to go for those tag team titles. And obviously, we'll be talking to CG later about that as well. But right now, you got time to celebrate. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to a man who made his singles debut in very impressive fashion, shocked everybody at the Lone Star Rumble, and he's also confirmed to be at Purge Night. He won't be in any of the qualifiers, but he will be at the pay-per-view. I'm talking about the Lethal Diamond, Pain.
What up, Travis? It's great to see you again, my man, and on a better note this time, unlike last time. How you been?
And I can actually say it's about time to finally see you in an Axis ring again. How does it feel?
Well, first off, before I answer that question, shout out to my boy. We used to be comrades in the past life. Zach Sanchez, we're winning a high-speed championship. I'll be sure to be there at the after party later tonight with the champagne. Now, to answer your question, how does it feel to be here in Axis? Well, it's a lot of emotions, but most of them are positive. You see, when I did my little run-in back at the New Frontier, when I was running out of the building, obviously, because I wasn't under contract at that time, I saw the landscape of Axis quickly through my eyes. I saw the talent that is here. I saw the men and women that are signed here. And I knew that one of these days before the year was over, I was going to sign my name on the dotted line. I was going to make sure when I put my boots on the next time, one of the places I was at was Axis Pro Wrestling. So to answer your question, it feels pretty damn good to be here in Axis Wrestling.
Well, obviously you faced off against a very game CG. I mean, what was your thoughts going into and after that match?
Going into the match, well, first off, I know he's partners with Zach at this time, so I know right then and there, Zach's willing to associate with him. I knew he's competitive. I knew how to challenge upon me, and obviously with a little ring rust in a singles competition. I know I was at the Rumble last Saturday, but this is a different environment because you're facing somebody head on. Trust me, I knew I had my work cut out for me. When that match was going on, I thought maybe, it'd be a little bit shorter than it was, but CG kept bringing me to my best, and I have to thank him for that. Even though he did lose tonight, he needs to hold his head up high because that was a performance that I can say without a shadow of a doubt that I was proud to be in the ring for. I'm proud that was my return match. After the fact, CG, he has roughly my unlimited respect right now.
Well, obviously, this is the one that I was wondering. You were announced to
Yeah.
debut at Purge Night, and yet you showed up at the Lone Star Rumble.
Okay, so here's the story with that, right? What happened was, you see, I know everybody hates swerves these days, but I pulled off one, and I think I pulled one off positively. For once in wrestling, we had a positive swerve.
Oh, a lot of people loved it. A lot of people were talking about it.
Yeah, Axis management thought I was coming to Purge Night. What they didn't know is that, I also got a number for the Rumble. Because, well, who wouldn't want to have the Lethal Diamond in a Rumble for Pete's sake? We all know when you put the Lethal Diamond in a Rumble, well, shit goes south real quick now, doesn't it?
And he did do pretty well.
How many people did I eliminate? 6?
Yeah, you did do really well. You may not have won, but it's definitely something that a lot of people are still going to be talking about to this day. So now, I think the main question is... Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah. No, ask your question. You know what? Here's the thing that everyone needs to get. I know everyone knows me from past lives. A false king, a controller. This is the real me. They were two sides of the same coin. However, when you put both coins together, you really do get the real me. And I'm not like that. I'm not an asshole. I'm not a dick. So please finish your question. I'm going to be one of the rare people to be respectful towards you. You're the journalist. You're the interviewer. Ask me your question.
Well, I feel like what's on everybody's mind now is, even though you're not going to be in one of the title matches at Purge Night, what's next for the Lethal Diamond here at Axis?
Well, Mr. K let something slip out of his mouth. You see, I wasn't going to address anything until next week, really. But let's just say I will reveal those plans next week because not all the parties are here for this to be addressed. But let me assure you, there's going to need to be a serious discussion, and a big elephant is going to get addressed next week here on Beyond the Horizons. And remember, folks, tune in, because the only place you're going to be able to hear that is here on Beyond the Horizons. Because Axis is definitely the place to be. You got the Lethal Diamond, you got the Wicked Assassin, you got a lot of people, and then you got some people that shouldn't even be here, and I'll leave you on that.
Well, thank you for your time, Payne. And moving on to... Oh, I cannot believe I'm actually saying this. A man who actually surprisingly re-signed with Axis Wrestling. Please welcome back, officially on the roster again, Psycho G.
Wow. Yeah, I did. Huh? Yep. I was gonna let. Yep. Say that again. Say it louder. Yep. Yeah, can you say it louder for me though? Go say it louder though. With your chest, with your whole chest now. Come on, with the whole chest.
What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about?
Is a part of the Axis roster. Now, with me. No. I was released. I am a part of the Axis roster. Let's talk about this. Well, obviously, me being released, my record's wiped. My matches with J Mamba, gone.
Your record's still...
My matches with Rob Kamen.
What?
Meaningless.
The record...
I have and can do whatever I want. I said I would give a free access I did. You know, Axis was upset with that, and they released me. How? How? I was released. You waited a whole week. I am new talent. So therefore, it is reset. You cannot prove me wrong in that, because I know I'm right.
Your record,
Read it on the contract, sir.
Your records are still
you know that
in
contract
the
that I
record book.
signed at the Lone Star Rumble. Let's talk about that. Really? My contract says my record's wiped. Huh. Damn.
Okay, well,
This really sucked for you. You know what? Let's talk about that one thing you didn't like. Me actually being here, me not being suspended, and me having a multi-year contract worth more money than you will ever make. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how when Axis needed me most, I showed up. Despite what you people think of that, oh, G hates Axis, G hates this. No, I hate Don Frost, not Axis. Axis is actually a decent place to be a part of. Dawn is what makes it terrible. People like Zach Sanchez make it terrible. People like CG make it terrible. People like Kyle Young and Sean Parker make me want to throw up. But they're still here. They are still here. They are still part of the roster. And you know what? Let's talk about the one thing. Roster, matches, and all that. Why wasn't I booked this week? Let's talk about that.
no,
If you want to talk about how, my record's okay. If you want to say that, fine. I haven't been booked since May. A mass match was against Adam Rage, a match which had already been nullified due to my feet being under the ropes. I have not had a match since fucking May.
because you were
That
suspended.
is almost 2 whole months ago. I was not suspended before May.
You were suspended after that match, though.
My last match was mid-May. I got suspended at the end of June.
What? No, you got suspended right after. You got suspended right
Nope.
after the match.
I know, which was in June. Which, mind you, that match has already been nullified. Non-existent. I am the best. Fuck outrage. So, I want a match. I want a match. You cannot tell me what is and what isn't anymore because you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to say anything to me. You can't. You can't do a damn thing to stop me from what I'm saying. So I want a match next week. I don't care who you are. I don't care if your crap job, who now is a filthy killer. I don't care if your son's a piece of crap. You can show up in the ring and defend his honor. I don't care. I want a match, and I want it next week.
All right. Well, since you did bring him up, why don't we bring him on here? The filthy killer, the pain freak, Sean Parker. It seems like G wants to have a match with you next week.
Oh yeah, let's hear this. Are they here? I know they're here.
Oh, is Sean
Oh,
Parker here?
there's Parker. There's Parker. Where's Kyle? Where's Kyle at? Kyle! Dude, Mr. I flip my gimmick every week. Please stop laughing creepily. You're very much bothering me.
I don't care.
Yes, you should. I mean, y'all, you're in the S&M, which more power to you, but go off. You know, I don't know what your words to say.
Sean,
I'll let him say his words.
it's like I mentioned. Seems like G wants to have a match next week. What do you have to say to that?
You see, I don't know what he has against me. It seems like G has been trying to get at me all these months, even before he was suspended. And I even told him on social media. I apologize for the words I said all those times ago, but it feels like he's so attached to the past and what it is. I don't understand it. I don't.
Mm.
If you could tell me why.
Why? Because I think you're a lying piece of crap who still believes the words that you said. I'm being honest. You said, "Oh, well, it's mentally sane." How am I supposed to trust a person that's not mentally sane? I'm sorry. I'd rather trust a person who's honest and mentally sane than a piece of crap who thinks because he beat one waste of space at Lone Star, thinks he's hot shit. You are nothing. You are a guy looking for his next fix, the next chair shot to the head. That is what you are. You
Of
are
course it is.
nothing more, nothing less. Then why are you in? Like, if that was the case, you could go to your yard, fucking go have your neighbor hit you across your head and move on with your day. It's
The main reason
you could do
why I'm
that.
still here is because I can't leave. Why
Why is that?
I physically cannot leave. I've been
Like your
here
feet
for
glued
so
to the floor?
long that no,
Huh?
no.
Oh, you can. Oh, damn. I thought they were.
I don't understand what you have. And like you said, all these things, but there's something deeper. Why do you naturally have hatred towards me?
Hatred? Wouldn't define it as hatred. I just think you're a waste of space. Who could be doing so much better?
I think you're a waste of space, too.
But aren't you the same guy who said, "I'm sorry, I take back what I said" on Twitter?
No, I attempted to apologize, and you didn't want to take
it's
that.
not. If you didn't mean your apology, then why did you apologize?
You did not take my apology. So
I didn't
now
have
we're
to.
going to get disrespectful.
So because
Okay.
I didn't take your apology,
I don't understand. I'm just here trying to wrestle the same way I do all the time. The same way I want things to get filthy. But no, you come back, you injure Dawn, you do all these things, and then you just leave, get fired. Then you sign a contract, and now you immediately want something again. You immediately want something again.
I don't want something. I just want a match. But like if I want something, I kind of want a bag of pizza rolls. If I'm being honest, could use one of those right now. Kind of be lit right now. Better than this whole conversation of confusion, confusion. Yeah, we'll go with confusion. So, because I don't understand first, because I reject your apology, which now we know was fake and full of crap. You feel the need to disrespect me.
And I will.
I don't like you. I said it and you didn't let me finish. I think because of your constant changing, you not knowing exactly who you are, affects you not only inside that ring, but on the Axis totem pole. Because you're not going to get any opportunities if you don't figure out who you are. And why would I want to fight a Mick Foley ripoff when I can go beat the crap out of Kyle Young? Speaking of Kyle Young, how are you, bud?
Well, Kyle's scheduled for later in the show.
Do you?
Oh, dang. That sucks.
Do you want to know why I don't know who I am?
Oh. Why?
I don't. There can't be something to pinpoint exactly what I am anymore. I've changed so many times that they've just become an amalgamation of different words and phrases and actions all bounded together like a
horde.
Like a ball bounded together. And I don't know.
Oh, I was going to say horde because X-Men, but okay. Sorry,
that
my bad.
I don't know. And I can't. I've lost who I am. I have.
Mm-hmm.
But what I do know is that you won a match against anybody.
Yep.
Next week, you and me.
Okay.
Well, Sean, while you're still here, I actually do have something else to say. While you will be facing G next week, the week afterwards, you will actually be in one of the qualifiers for the Titans Championship solitary confinement match happening at Purge Night. Who you'll be facing in that qualifier, we'll just wait on that announcement, but you are going to be confirmed. But you are confirmed for that qualifier.
Well, I like to thank Axis Management for putting me in. But if I win this qualifier and I go into this solitary confinement match, that name solitary confinement means so much more to me. Same with the entire match and the championship. It feels like I am locked in my own self-conscious half the time. It seems like I'm locked in my mind half the time. I don't know where I am anymore within this entire thing. I don't. I can't pinpoint. I can't pinpoint these things. I can't do it. I can't. So many different things. The changing, the switching. It's hurting me. It is. And even though there's animosity, I agree with what G said. It's hurting. Everything that I've done here. It is. It's hurting me. So I'm no matter who it is, no matter how big they are, no matter how small they are, if they think they are as fast as humanly possible. This is no longer the pain freak talking. This is no longer the filthy killer. This is Sean Parker, the man. I will be in that solitary confinement match at Purge Night. And I will win it. And I will become the Titans champion. And you will see the realest Sean Parker you have ever seen.
Well, I'm going to say this before I leave, real quick. If you don't mind, Marks, I think that you can win it. I think you can. Because right now, I like that man shit. You said this is Sean Parker, the man. You know what? And that's fine. Because if I'm being honest, I think you can beat the living hell out of my wasted space cousin. I think you can do it, even though that you are also a waste of space. I'll see you next week. Bye, Marks. It's going to be a fun time. Fun time. Great time. You're going to hate every minute of this. I'm going to love it.
I'm already hating this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, moving on. This man was unsuccessful in his match tonight, but I'm sure he's still got a lot to celebrate for, as his partner is the new high speed champion. Of course, I'm talking about the other half of Taiji 2, the Toronto Wolverine CG.
Whoa! How are you, Travis?
I'm doing well, CG, and of course, I'm sure you're very happy to hear that your partner is officially high speed champion. Obviously, you did lose tonight, but Taiji 2 still walks away victorious. How you feeling about all that?
I don't really care about my match with Payne. It was a very hard-hitting match. I'm glad that I have his respect and all that. In the end, Zach did what I told him to, or whatever, but pointed out some major flaws when it came to Mamba and his offense, and defense and all that, and he capitalized it on that. I did kind of say that it was going to happen. Basically, Taiji 2 was going to walk in. But they're basically going to start taking the gold. First starts with the high-speed championship. Let's see if we can go with the tag team championships.
Yeah, of course, you guys are going to be in the qualifying matchup. Of course, we know one team that is going to be in it, the race. And of course, if you guys do lose your qualifying match, you'll still have another chance in a last chance qualifier where you'll end up joining the Primetime Samurais. But let me actually just check something very, very quickly. If I could be able to see it. Yep. 2 weeks from now is when you guys will have your qualifying matchup. There won't be any tag team qualifiers next week, but there will be a qualifier 2 weeks from now. Would you guys like to know who you're going to be facing?
Yeah, sure. Who are we facing?
Well, we're not going to hear from them right now, but we are going to hear from them later. It's going to be Danny Maxwell and Noah Anderson of the house.
Oh, well, that's fine with us. We're ready for a challenge.
Yep, sorry to interrupt. And if Zach is also still here, he could also provide his own comments about it as well, if he wants to.
Yo, hold on. Let me see if I can call for him. Yo, Zach.
He might be busy celebrating. Oh, there he is.
What's up?
Yo, Zach.
So Zach, if you didn't just hear, you and CG 2 weeks from tonight will be in a tag team qualifier match against Noah Anderson and Danny Maxwell of the house.
Fuck yeah, bro. We should definitely go for that.
Yeah. And doesn't matter if there's APH there or not. Doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, we're going to be trying to win that qualifier match, go to Catch Point in September, go up those ladders, and most importantly, retrieve those newly, and I repeat this, newly crowned tag team championship.
And
anything else to do?
And of course, Zach, with you being the champion, I mean, I'm not trying to start anything. I'm not trying to stir anything up. Do you think that there could be a possibility that CG might also want to go after that high-speed title?
I mean, dude, this championship is for everyone to try to face me and try to take it away from me from. And if there's ever a point that if he ever wanted to go for it, all he has to do, of course he has to earn it, don't get me wrong. But if he does well and he keeps doing well and he wants to face me for it, I'll have no problem but to defend my title against my partner. Because we have all the respect in the world. No matter what match or where we're at, we always put out the classics, and that's just it.
I can definitely agree with that, and I would absolutely love to see another classic between you two. But obviously, before we get to our next competitors, before we move on to our next people, do either of you have any last words?
Just real quick. Psycho G, shut your mouth. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Do you have anything to say, Zach?
Well, other than hearing my name out someone's mouth, fuck you, Psycho G. I'm the shit. You ain't.
Yeah, we're both the shit.
Well, moving on to two men. One of them was unsuccessful in his tag team qualifiers. The other one is just about to hear this now, will be in the Titans Championship qualifying matchup. As actually, I'll just say it right now. 2 weeks from now, he's going to be facing Sean Parker in the qualifiers. I'm talking about Kyle Young and, of course, his son, one half of Primetime Samurais, Leon Young.
Okay, then.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy coming in and hearing that news. 2 weeks from tonight,
Yeah.
you and Sean Parker are going to go at it. The winner will go into that championship matchup into solitary confinement for the Titans championship against APH.
I'm about to say this real quick. I'm sorry, Sean, but you're focusing on G. I'm gonna be focusing on making sure I'm prepared for you and making sure I get into the solitary confinement, because as much as I hate the idea there being no rules, I gotta make sure that the Kingpin doesn't walk out with the title that honestly I don't think he should have even had a chance to get at in the first place.
No. Hold on, Kyle. Step back.
Yes.
Step back a bit, okay?
Okay.
It seems like you don't know your place in this world.
Do I?
It seems that you don't know your place, okay? You and your son are at the bottom of the totem pole, okay?
No.
Do you understand that?
You're not the one that determines the totem pole, but keep going. I'd like to hear what you're trying to say.
It seems that you're getting too confident for some apparent reason. Okay? Did you see what I did to, that terrible Texan? Did you see what I did to him? Did you? Do
Yeah, I did.
you not think that's gonna happen to you in 2 weeks?
Honestly, do you think that you scare me? You don't. I've faced bigger, I've faced badder, I've faced more insane than
See,
you.
I'm not attempting to scare you. All I'm going to let you know is that you and your entire bullshit family has a place in this world. And you and that family of yours belongs at the bottom. Okay? Okay.
Congratulations, Colin. You just done fucked up.
Oh, what do you mean?
There's
I'm
one
just
thing I
stating
hate
facts.
more than somebody coming in, interrupting time, mine to speak. It's someone who thinks that they can insult my family and get away with it.
I can insult your family all how I please. Because
I'm just more than happy to give you the receipt then. But
What?
you had your time to talk. I'm just saying.
Well, make sure that we have making sure that we got security on standby, but just in case things get a bit hectic. But moving from Kyle over to Leon, of course, Leon, you and JJ Calderon suffered your first loss as a tag team tonight. You were unsuccessful in qualifying for that tag team ladder match, but you guys aren't out just yet. You still have a little bit more to go. In a few weeks' time, you will be in a last chance qualifier against two other teams. Are you guys worried that this might possibly be the end of the road for you as far as being the inaugural tag team champions?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Travis. It's a little bit nerve-wracking. Because after what happened earlier, when we went against the race, yeah, it got a little hectic. It's setting in. Yeah, this might be our last chance getting that shot. I want to be in my hometown crowd. I want to be one of the pairs of teams climbing up to get the titles. Right now, it's starting to slip. All I gotta say is, me and JJ get together. I gotta figure out how to get him and I on the same page, because earlier it was a bit messy considering he took most of the punishment and I came in just for 5 minutes.
Well, of course, I mean, I don't want to have to ask this, but if you do lose that last chance qualifier, what's next for the Primetime Samurais?
I can't speak for JJ. That's for him to say what he wants to do, but I do have an idea for where I want to go. That's into the division that's just gotten a whole lot more interesting. I want to go into the high speed division. If not that, then I'm still trying my luck in the hybrid division.
Yeah, the Hybrid Grand Prix Series, that's going to be starting up on August 8th. And I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot more of the roster competing in the Hybrid Series. I'm at least excited for it.
Oh, you ain't alone on that one, buddy. Also, I do want to say one little thing because I kind of heard some rustling in the back from APH in the house after you made the little announcement of who they're facing in a couple weeks' time. If you don't mind, Travis.
Yep, go ahead.
I'm going to say this. They think it's going to be easy. I remind you, a few weeks back, you guys tried to do the same to us. You tried to beat us. And how much did you struggle? If you struggle against a team that just got thrown together from the Lethal Lottery, how you go fair against another team that's beating the crap out of each other with CG and Zach? Just saying, if you think it's going to be easy, it ain't.
Well, Kyle, Leon, before we send you guys off, any last words?
Honestly, I do want to say one thing as far as G's concerned, because I heard him trying to challenge me a little earlier, but I'm going to say this. Even if Sean didn't accept this challenge, I was not going to. Because of one reason. I don't work to terrorist standards. You wait for your chance at me, because I'm more than willing to wait. You can learn some patience. That's all I got to say.
Well, guys, thank you very much. And now moving on to a man we have not heard from in quite some time, and he made his return at the Lone Star Rumble. Please join me in welcoming back the workhorse, Jeremy Barmore.
Hey, yo! What's going on?
It's been quite some time, Barmore.
Yeah, I mean it's been a little bit. It's been a little bit. You know, I've been sitting back there just pacing back and forth. When in the world am I going to be able to get back out here in front of an Access crowd? But hey, Lone Star Rumble, it finally happened. Came up a little short, but hey, I'm back.
And I also got a very special announcement. Now, you are still entitled to a singles rematch, a one-on-one rematch. You are still entitled to it. But 3 weeks from today, you will be in the Titans Championship solitary confinement qualifying match. You are still entitled to a one-on-one rematch, though. So if you ever choose to, if you want to opt out of it and you want to have a one-on-one rematch, we can always work something out. But you are in a qualifying match.
Ooh. Okay, so I got the chance to qualify for solitary confinement.
Yeah, and even though you can't qualify, you are still entitled to a rematch. So even if you don't, you still got your rematch. That's not going away at all.
Okay. I like the sound of that either way. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I already have the rights to the rematch. I think I'll just stick to the rematch. As a matter of fact,
Okay.
I want to make something known right now. I mean, if that's okay for me to just, sit here and just casually announce this to the entire world, I think that I should have a rematch for the Titans Championship the next show.
I actually think we might be fully booked for the next show, but we are still gonna we don't have the other shows booked, and we do still have a special episode of Unknown Horizons that will be happening, I believe, the Saturday before Purge Night as well. So, I mean, unfortunately, we are booked for next week, but we can get you on one of the other shows.
Fine. As long as my match is set. Perfectly fine.
Yeah, I'll
I
be
mean,
sure
I've
to
done.
run it through management.
Because I mean, I've done setback. I've tried to bide my time. I tried to be a patient man, but as a matter of fact, you know me very well. Patience is a virtue that can only be held on to for so long. And the thing about me is, my mindset was going in that I was just going to my rematch against Tristan again. Oh no! Gotta do with APH. APH. New Titans champ. You know what? It's about time that I actually saw some singles gold he earned. I mean, when you sit here and you think about it, he sits here and he talks about how much better he is than a lot of guys that are on the roster. All the time that he's put in, and he's put in the time. He's not talking about how he's better yet. Answer me this question. You see me and APH in a lot of other companies together.
That is true.
Can you explain to me how I won singles gold before him, yet he's running around here talking about how he's better than everybody on the roster?
I personally cannot answer that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that can't answer that, but fact is, man, Gage sits here and he talks about how good he is. Sits here and talks about how great he is. I really don't have to say a word. The entire world already knows I'm just straight up better than APH. Very soon, I'm going to have that man in the ring. One-on-one for a championship. And you know what? This is going to be the moment where we see if APH can truly survive in these shark-infested waters we call Axis. And sure, up a fight. Anyone else is expecting any different. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be first ever two-time champion. Always going to be the end result anyway.
Barmore, thank you for your time, and well, unless you do have any last words to say before we move on.
Oh no, hey look, I'm pretty sure those were my last words, and they were made very clear. They don't need to be for everybody, just a person.
Well, speak of the devil, up next is the
Don't you damn dare even attempt to try to give me the proper introduction that I deserve. I believe my compatriot Danny can give me the correct introduction. Go ahead, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in your new Titans champion, the almighty Kingpin APH.
There you go. That is the proper introduction that I require. That is the proper introduction for a king such as myself. You see, a lot of people were questioning because I promised a massive celebration tonight. A lot of people wondered, where was APH in the house? Well, the house was too busy working out back in my gym, back at Deadlift Academy, working on their kinks, trying to prepare for this entire tag team championship situation. Meanwhile, I was taking my own vacation. Enjoyed a couple of Mets games yesterday. Had a nice fun. Had a couple of drinks. Did my thing. But enough about that. Let's talk about Saturday night. Because all I heard from legitimately everybody on commentary, in the ring, on the stream, everybody and their baby mama was saying, well, you see, APH is in the match, but you know Midas would be mad if he won. You know Midas should have been here, right? What kind of flavor sausages is Midas like? I wonder what Midas's favorite drink is. Midas! Who? You have the greatest professional wrestler alive in that ring, doing damage, dominating the entire match, and then doing exactly what I said I was going to do and walked out as the Titans champion. And all I heard was not congratulations, APH. Not, you know that APH is a damn fine wrestler. Or the fact that APH solidified his name as the almighty Kingpin. No. All I heard was, I know what Midas thinks. Midas is nowhere in the fucking crowd. He's nowhere in the arena. He's nowhere to be found. He's still probably got a neck brace on. Who gives a fuck about a man who was broken by his own stupidity? The only person y'all should be talking about ain't Midas, ain't Tristan Silva, who quite frankly is going off about, oh, but I deserve a rematch clause because technically I wasn't picked. Boy, you didn't even defend your championship once. The only time you got a chance to defend your title, you got that shit taken from you by me. So as far as I'm concerned, you're nothing but a transitional champion. You're nothing but a fluke. You got one fluke win against Jeremy Baltimore. Well done. And speaking of Jeremy Baltimore, boy, you just made the biggest mistake of your life. You're right. In other companies, yeah, you do get championship opportunities and you do win championships before me. You want to know why that's the case? Because in other companies, management teams, much like everybody else does, they overlook APH. People want to talk all that shit about, oh, APH is the future. APH is this. APH is that. But when it comes time to actually book in the future and putting him in a position to succeed, people are scared. People are hesitant. They're more willing to give people like Jeremy Baltimore and Masuda Tanaka, Zach Sanchez, and the rest of these clowns keys to the kingdom because they're easy to control and manipulate. APH is never easy to control. APH can't be controlled. He can't be contained. That's why y'all get championship opportunities, because y'all are just puppets that management teams can just roll around on a bit of a string. I am my own man, and I am a man with a couple of buddies right beside me that are ready to take out anybody who stands in my way. So the way I see it, Jeremy Baltimore, you get handed opportunities. I earned them. Before everybody says, but you lost. You lost at 99 Problems. Well, guess what? Your beloved management team, after Midas made the biggest mistake of his life, staying in that ring knowing damn well hell was coming towards him in the form of the house. He got 3. They still need to fill a championship match. It still needs to be a triple threat. Well, guess who had to be put it in? The number 2 contender. Should have been number 1 contender. APH. So don't say that I don't deserve to be put in that position. Because when your esteemed Axis management team had no other person to put in here besides me, they had no choice but to put me in. And then when that happened, I took full opportunity and won the gold. And just for semantics, they could have put in Jeremy Baltimore. I mean, he could have gotten his rematch, but boys, have you seen him recently? Like, other than tonight, have you really seen him? I mean, like, I think I've seen him,
you know, in a cluster in a crowd of other people, but you know,
yeah, like, I mean, he has the social distance, you know, Corona's still around here, but I mean, like, he's in catering or at home somewhere. He's not here grinding like I am. He's not here wrestling 2 men at the same time like I am. He's not here wrestling against Larry Wills on short notice like I am on my goddamn birthday, mind you. And 4 days afterwards, you know what I did? I walked in the Lone Star Showdown, stuck the middle finger up everybody's asses, and walked out the Titans champion, the almighty Titans champion. But
that's right. And here's the thing: is everyone's trying to say, like, you know, like Barmer trying to say that you need to prove yourself. Like you've already proven yourself. You've like dominated for the last month, like non-stop. And so as far as I'm concerned, you've got nothing left to prove. You've already got the crown. You've already got the title.
I mean, you're telling a man who's already champion, you got something to prove. Kid, if I haven't proven myself to anybody yet after the weeks I have had, what the fuck else am I going to do? I'm never going to prove myself against anybody if that's the case. I'm just going to always be beat.
And here's the thing as well. Yeah, and you know how I know that we're successful and the Kingpin APH is successful? It's because every damn person that's came on here tonight has been having our names, having your name in their mouth. And we've been here the whole time. We've been listening. We want our own time to speak. We don't want to come and interfere in other people's things. We don't need to because our time is money. And we're here, and just us being here is generating money. So we don't need to call out other people, okay? We are the house. You are the Kingpin. Exactly. You are the Titans champion. And soon, we will be Axis Tag Team champions. And I heard the announcement earlier of CG and Zach Sanchez. I mean, congratulations on your title win.
Look, I forgive you for messing up that man's name. He's pretty forgettable these days.
Yeah, too many S's and Z's, man.
Yeah.
But, yeah, sure. We're looking forward to that tag team match. And I wanted to announce something here. Because, APH, you lead by example. Lone Star Showdown, you went out there by yourself. And you went out there and you accomplished exactly what you said you were going to do. Well, the house follows your lead. You lead by example, we're following your lead. We're going to go out there and we're going to beat CG and Zach by ourselves. We're going to do it, and you don't have to come out there because you trust us and we trust you. We don't need each other, but together we're unstoppable. And I need to go out there. We need to go out there and prove that we can do exactly what you can do.
That is why you boys are on my payroll. That is why we are so successful. I gasp because I'm sitting here thinking to myself, what a lot of people have been saying, the house need APH and APH needs the house. I proved last Saturday night that, no offense, boys, I can do it by myself. I didn't need y'all that night. I don't ever need you guys, because let's be fair, a person like myself, the total package, he doesn't need anybody by his side. See, the only reason why the house is here is because you boys are two like-minded people. You guys are just like me. You understand the value of time and money in this professional wrestling business. And besides, wouldn't want two guys having your back. The same thing with you. You guys, you don't need me. I mean, you're two of the best tag team in the business. Y'all don't need me. You just value my time and money. Like, we can make each other work. So I am going to be so excited sitting backstage, feet up on my couch, pina colada in hand, watching you boys take care of business. But that won't be the first time y'all be seen on Nexus. No. Because next week, after Barnwell tried to legitimately weasel his way into a rematch clause, which, quite frankly, I don't think you earned, buddy. I mean, yeah, you contractually... Where the fuck have you been? Well, I've been sitting here grinding my entire life trying to get to this championship. You have been laying on your ass doing fuck all. You don't deserve this championship opportunity. You don't deserve to be in the same ring as me, my friend. Nobody does. Nobody. Hell, Access Wrestling doesn't deserve to have me on this show. But I am gracing you all with my presence and getting paid while doing it. And that's the same thing I'm going to do next week. Because while this week I could have my grand celebration like I wanted to, next week, boys, get the champagne and confetti ready. Because the Kingpin, the almighty Kingpin, which I demand to be called by every time I step into that ring, he, along with the house, will have a grandiose celebration of epic proportions. Boys, I'm going to let y'all say y'all peace, and then I got one more announcement to make. So say what you will.
I mean, we've pretty much said everything we want to say. You know, we're coming out there. We're gonna take our opportunity. We're gonna capitalize on it. And unlike the Primetime Samurais, we're gonna actually win our qualifier match. I mean, that's pretty pathetic on their part. God, they're
It
losing.
was-
But
I mean, the Race is a great team, but to lose, oh god.
oh yeah, the Race, they're one of the best tag teams, just like us. But I mean, Primetime Samurais, they want to come out and talk shit about how we couldn't beat them. I mean, they couldn't beat us either. But I mean, we're gonna do what they couldn't do, and we're gonna get ourselves in that ladder match. And
Hell,
speaking of how we're gonna do that, you said adapt or die, and that's stuck with us. And we've been training at that Deadlift Academy, and let me tell you, we've got a little ace up our sleeves. And next time that you see us, let's just say the cash up pile driver is not going to be what you're going to be looking out for. It's not going to be the final blow, because we've got a ransom, a decree straight from the Kingpin himself, and that is what's going to put down CG and Zach Sanchez.
hell, yes. Now, before we end this piece here, because I know that Travis wants to get to all the rest of the losers, allow me to make a quick announcement about Persianite. Because I heard Persianite, first thing that came to my mind was a bunch of rascals running around thinking they're all hot shit. But then I realized something. I realized that the management team made a huge mistake. Danny, you know what they said. Anybody can join it. Anybody. It doesn't matter if you're signed or not. So, Danny, I don't think I've told you boys yet, but I got a surprise. Would you like to hear it?
Oh, of course.
You see, I got clearance from Access Management. And judging by my stature and this person's stature, I don't think no was an answer for this. At Purge Night, you will see the true meaning of family. No, I'm not talking about the young clowns, Kyle and his little kid. No, I'm not talking about you boys, no offense, but we both know y'all don't want to rummage yourselves and try to get yourselves injured in some brutal competition like that. I'm not risking my investment. And no, I'm not talking about me, because I'm not risking my own investment. No, ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about 7 feet tall, 350 pounds of raw power that is coming to Purge Night. I am talking about, of course, my own flesh and blood, my own father, Angel Harris Sr. is coming to Purge Night. So, if you're signed to Purge Night, and first of all, if you know about my father, y'all all know he don't play for nothing. And I have told him multiple times, go easy on the kids, but he gave me the no promise look. So whatever happens to y'all, y'all can't blame me for. But I will let y'all know in on this. When the night's all done, for the love of God, I don't want nobody in management coming to me saying, your father killed half our roster. Do you have something to do about it? No. Y'all let him in. Your fault, not mine. But for now, while he prepares me in the house, we got a couple of beers to drink, we got a couple of plans to go through, and we got a celebration
yeah.
to worry about for next week. So until then, boys, what should they never do? Tell them.
I'm trying to remember. It's escaping my mind just right now. I can't really. Oh yeah. Never bet against the house.
Mm-hmm. And acknowledge your almighty Kingpin, your Titans champion, APH. Let's go, boys.
Well, moving on to a man who doesn't need to qualify because he is already qualified for the Ace of Axis #1 contenders solitary confinement match. Please welcome Gustav Volz.
Don't you mean Ethan Gates since Gustav doesn't?
Yep. I always forget that. I'm sorry, Ethan.
It's alright. Anyway, On with the question.
Well, obviously, Gustav has qualified tonight against a very difficult challenge in Cody Storm. Of course, both of them former New Horizon Gauntlet leaders, and it was an amazing match. I'm gonna be completely honest. I was just on the edge of my seat watching that whole thing.
True.
Well, I mean, how is he feeling? How's he feeling now, knowing that he's gonna be one of the 6 men in that chamber?
He's actually really happy about it. He's looking forward to doing the best he can and winning the whole thing if needed.
Well, is there any sort of concern at all for him, or is he just ready to go?
Well, truthfully, he's pretty much ready to go. I heard APH announcement about his dad entering, but I don't think Gustav is gonna be too concerned about some fossil coming into the stepping into the.
Well, Angel Harris Sr. He's not going to be in the. He's not going to be in the chamber. He's not going to be in a qualifier. He's going to be at the pay-per-view. He will be at the pay-per-view, but he won't be in any of the chamber matches.
Fair enough. But yeah, Gustav is pretty much ready for anyone that's stepping into that chamber with him. You saw what he's done tonight, and he actually looks forward to winning the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, from what I saw, it seems like he hasn't lost a step. And of course, I mean, we're gonna find out the other qualifiers later on. As a matter of fact, next week we'll only be seeing one qualifier matchup, but next week we will be seeing Chandler Finch taking on the returning Son of Infamy Alexander Storm next week in the qualifying matchup, and we will see who will join who will join Gustav as well as Stalker. I mean, right now, obviously that's next week. This week, though, we did find out that it will be you and Stalker, well, Gustav and Stalker in that chamber match.
Yeah.
How is Gustav preparing for all the possible competitors that he'll be facing, including Stalker?
Well, he's pretty well. You already noticed now that he pretty much stopped using that flying knee since that move hasn't.
Yeah, and
that worked out well for him.
And it did injure him. That's why we haven't seen him on screen for a little bit. But we're glad that he's back.
Yeah,
and arguably a lot better than ever.
That's true. And it's the reason why I actually feel confident about his chances of winning this. Don't get me wrong, there are some Stalker is a talented individual, and I'm sure he'll give Gustav a fight. But I'm actually confident that Gustav is gonna end up coming out with the win. And of course, what also he'll be watching closely for whoever are the other opponents that get added into the match.
Well, before we head to last person of the evening, does Gustav have any sort of worries at all?
Well, maybe that's worried that there could be a possibility that he could come up short, but he just needs to do what he did tonight, and I think he'll be fine, in my honest opinion.
Well, we do have to get to a last person, but any last words?
Yeah. All I'll say is Gustav will be ready for anyone else that steps into that chamber. no matter who it is, you'll prepare for that.
Well, Ethan, thank you for your time. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the man who won't be in the chamber, but he will be defending his title against whoever wins that chamber. Of course, you did hear him tonight on the show, but you're going to hear a little bit more from him right now. Please welcome, still, the ace of Axis after Lone Star Showdown, Die Hard Rob Kamen.
Travis, before we get into anything, how good does this look over my shoulder? You can be honest.
It looks great. I mean, and of course, I'll be the first to say congratulations on retaining that championship. Of course,
Appreciate
Fidel,
it, man. Appreciate it.
Of course, Fidel had an awesome match against you. It was incredible, and I actually can say he's not done just yet. He'll have one more shot, as 2 weeks from now, he will be in one of those qualifying matchups for that number one contenders match, and he'll be taking on Travis Turner. But, of course, right now,
Interesting.
I'm sure you've been celebrating a lot with that championship after you retained it.
Yeah, I've mostly been celebrating with the kids, and I'm surprised none of them got anything on the belt, thankfully. You know how kids are.
Oh, yeah. Well, not really. I don't have any, but regardless.
But you get the idea.
Yeah, I get the idea.
But,
well, of course, obviously, so far in that number one contenders match is Stalker and Gustav Volts. And if you want me to, I can actually run down the rest of the list right now. Because obviously, I already announced that.
Yeah,
next
let's
week.
do it.
Yeah, obviously, next week we're gonna have Chandler Finch taking on Alexander Storm. 2 weeks from tonight, Fidel De La Rosa has another shot as he takes on Travis Turner, and 3 weeks from tonight, we will be seeing the last qualifying matchup as Chase Adkins takes on Jack Brooks, and the next show after that, 4 weeks from tonight, whoever lost those qualifying matchups, they'll have another shot as they will be in a 5-man scramble to earn that last spot in the chamber matchup, last chance qualifier. So that's the field. How you feeling about it?
I'm loving the hunger. I'm loving the competition. I love that all these guys are aiming possible. In this company, you get no higher than the Ace of Axis Championship.
Well, is there anybody in that field that you're going to be looking at closely?
Yes and no. I'll explain. Yes, I'll be watching very closely, but it won't just be one person. Because see, when you're the champion, you may as well paint a bullseye on your body, because everybody's going to be gunning for you. Whoever wins that chamber match, like I tell everybody who's ever challenged me, bring everything. Because you're going to need to take this title from me.
Well, for right now, obviously, with Stalker and Volt in the chamber, how are you looking at both of their chances right now?
I had the pleasure of being on commentary watching these matches, and both of them have a pretty good chance of being the number one contender.
I honestly have to agree with that. And obviously, we do have the other 3 men that will be fighting in the qualifying matchups that will win those matchups. We don't know who those are going to be yet, but yeah, we still got to fill out the field, and I'm sure a lot of people are probably going to be wondering, are you going to be doing anything at Purge Night?
Nope. I'm just going to kick back and watch who grabs that opportunity.
Well, Rob, congratulations on retaining that championship. Before we sign off, is there anything else you would like to say?
It's a lot. And I've been listening backstage at what everything everyone has had to say. So if you'll allow me.
Yep, go right ahead.
First and foremost, I got to give a shout out to Jay Mamba for being not only the first, but high-speed champion in Axis history. It was a great run. I mean, it ended tonight. It is what it is. But take pride in the fact that you were the first, and in my opinion, the best. And into that same vein, Zach, congratulations, my man. You and I came a long way in a few years we've known each other. You definitely deserved it. Next item. But somehow, some way, that maniac, Psycho G, got re-signed. Am I correct?
Yep, he has officially re-signed, and he's no longer suspended.
Yeah, I'll have to have a long talk with management as soon as this is over. But that's neither here nor there. But what he said made quite a bit of sense. He made it clear that he doesn't hate Axis. He only hates one guy that represents the company. While still doesn't excuse what he did, in a strange way, I kind of understand where he's coming from. Why blame an entire entity for just the actions of one person? Again, not excusing what he did. But in a weird way, I understand. And if you think about it, more people are getting opportunities. I mean, look what's going on with the Ace of Axis title. They're having these qualifying matches. They're having a chamber match to tender whoever that is to face me for this belt. And and that brings me to my next item. For the sake of respect, I'm going to fulfill his request and call him the Almighty Kingpin, the current Titans champion. Better suited for me to say that. APH. Let's do. He did it on his own, albeit it was a triple threat, but he still got it done by himself. No house ringside, no shenanigans. He did what he had to do to capture that belt. Now, I said I respect him. That doesn't mean I like him. Just want to make that clear. As for the house, I hope they do succeed, because in my opinion, that'll just make it that much sweeter when the tag team that finally takes them down a peg takes the belts from them. That's just me, though. That out of the way, on to my next item. Jeremy Barmore, we haven't seen him in quite a few weeks since he lost the Titans title. And I've always admired the fire he has. He's willing to do whatever it takes to regain that belt. But considering he's my cousin-in-law, I have to say Tristan Silva has that same fire and that same goal in mind. I will say this. Whichever one of them takes the title from APH will have more than my utmost respect and my adoration. Again, giving the devil his due, APH may prove to be a great champion, but someone needs to take that dude down a peg. And I'm hoping it's one of them. Lastly, man Payne, who I've gushed so much about on the commentary table, he has some grievances with a few people here in his company, and I have a pretty good idea of who those people are. But like everyone else, I'm waiting to see until next week as to who those people are.
Oh yeah, I know he's already got a lot to say, and I'm honestly really interested in what he has to say, but you know, like you said, I'm waiting.
But to wrap all this up into a great big bow, ever since capturing the title, I've had brand new focus as well as a brand new sense of pride. And a lot of people don't know this, but going into that match, there was a few moments where I was doubting myself. I just didn't show it. That doubt was in my mind, in my heart. But I kept fighting, just like I've always done. Because I knew I got a wife at home counting on me. I have 4 children counting on me to win. I have a legion of fans, not just in Axis, but all over the world, counting on me to win. That was my attitude going into that match. And it was the same attitude that I had going into Lone Star Showdown, my first defense. It'll be the same attitude I have going into every title defense I have. Because that is how I'm built. That is who I am. That is who my father raised me to be. A warrior. In and out. So whoever it is that wins that chamber match to become the #1 contender, congratulations in advance. To everyone else who somehow believes I don't either belong here or don't deserve the championship or whatever the case might be, I hear the rumblings. I can speak on it. Everyone who has doubted me, everyone who's questioned me, to use some old 90s terminology, how you like me now?
Well, Rob, thank you for your time, and that will do it for Beyond the Horizons, ladies and gentlemen. We got a big show next week. We're going to be starting Titans Championship Chamber qualifiers. We got one Ace of Axis Championship, a #1 contendership qualifier. We got a lot of incredible action for you all, and I just cannot wait for you all to see it. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Travis Marks, and we will see you next week for Unknown Horizons 35.